Today's Toy Spot, we are continuing our looks at Jakks Pacific Star Wars First Order Stormtrooper. Standing at a very tall 18 inches, this is one of the figures that we've been looking at in the last couple of videos. We already had a look at Kylo Ren, and we also had a look at, I think it was Poe. Now we're going to be having a look at the First Order Stormtrooper. 18 inches tall. It's a real suitable size for the kids that want to have a giant Star Wars figure and not something that's going to be as big as Billy, that maybe he's walking down the street and trips over a very large Kylo Ren. I think 18 inches is a perfect size for a little kid to be carrying around. Spin around the back of the package. It does feature 7 points of articulation. It's 18 inches tall and also includes a blaster. Very short read-up says, equipped with sleek armor and powerful weapons, the Stormtroopers enforce the will of the First Order. The other figures that we've already had a look at, again, were Kylo Ren, Poe Dameron, which was the other figure we had a look at. There's also Captain Phasma and the First Order Stormtrooper. To check out more from the folks over at Jakks, you can go to www.jakks.com. You can also head over to www.starwars.com to check out everything Star Wars related. Spot's going to take a break and get this out of packaging, but when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the very large 18-inch First Order Stormtrooper. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. So the first thing we'll have a look at with the 18-inch First Order Stormtrooper, it comes with a blaster. Decked out now in white as opposed to black. It's got a little bit of black on the barrel, but the predominant color on here is white, and it goes perfectly, I think, with the First Order Stormtrooper. There are a couple of little slot points here that you can take the Stormtrooper, move his arm out of the way, and you can take the blaster and clip it onto its leg. That's a good way to keep it concealed. Well, not concealed, but it's a good way to store it, especially if you're taking the First Order Stormtrooper on the go. You don't want to accidentally leave the blaster somewhere, so it's nice that they were able to have a little section where you can tab it into place. The face on the First Order Stormtrooper, I think, still kind of looks a little bit like a duck bill, to be honest, but I gotta admit, I think I'm warming up to the design just a little bit more than I was before. It still kind of represents a Stormtrooper, just a little more sleeker in design. The beauty about these particular pieces is that they're light. As big as they might be at 18 inches tall, they're still a relatively light figure to carry around. The majority of the plastic is hollow, so it means that as a kid, and a kid we're talking like, 3 to 6 years old, a kid can carry this around no problem at all. It's not something that's going to be extremely heavy for them. So I like that. I think at the end of the day, there's Star Wars collectibles out there for everybody. This may not necessarily be something catered to an adult, but a kid out there is going to definitely really jump at the chance that you can get a much larger scale Stormtrooper, something that they can carry around, something they can play with in the playground. I guess the only downside to the First Order Stormtroopers, well, being that he's white, guaranteed Billy's playing with him in the mud, the Stormtrooper's going to look a little less white, and maybe something a little closer to brown. When it comes to its posability, the First Order Stormtrooper does have what looks to be a ball joint. Looks like the head can pivot slightly up, but mostly just left and right. The arms rotate all the way around, and there's also a swivel point in the hand itself. There's no waist swivel, not that I can see. It looks like it's all one sculpted piece, but however, the legs do hinge back and forth. I guess to some extent you could have the First Order Stormtrooper sitting, but unfortunately the little pockets on the front of his belt kind of hinder that sort of movement. So basically you have arms, head, and legs as the points of posability on this figure. Jakks Pacific delivers once again another fantastic outing from the Star Wars 18-inch line. This is now the third figure that we had a look at, and again, as Spot's mentioned before, it may not be something that caters itself towards the adult collectors out there, but I think again, kids young at heart, after seeing Star Wars, will definitely want to have something that they can carry around with them to the playground. And I think this guy fits the, well, bill, so to speak. Today's Toy Spot, we were having a look at the Jakks Pacific. We're looking today at the Star Wars Force Awakens 18-inch First Order Stormtrooper. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more Toy Spots heading your way. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.